Thank you for joining me for this short presentation on the Level 2 Large Goods Vehicle Driver Apprenticeship. This apprenticeship is being utilised heavily in other industries as a solution to the ever-growing driver shortage. As well as providing an overview of the course and the qualifications achieved, this presentation will also detail the driver initiative developed by your federation to ensure it is accessible to all. Please note that this presentation relates specifically to the driver initiative available to BMF members. Further to this, it focuses on the English Apprenticeship Standard only. If you would like further information on the programmes available in Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland, then please contact BMF Apprenticeships Plus. Who can undertake this apprenticeship? This apprenticeship is available to all employers that have a need. It can be used to upskill both existing employees or new recruits. There is a misconception that apprenticeships still have barriers to entry such as age or prior study. This is no longer the case though, and as long as it is upskilling an employee in a relevant role, it can be utilised. Is the qualification actually relevant? As with all new apprenticeships, the programme was developed by employers to make sure it was relevant and applicable for their business needs. Designed as a way to grow your own driver, this apprenticeship focuses on taking a non-driver to fully qualified 5-year driver within a short space of time. As well as the relevant qualifications, it also equips these drivers with the skills, experience and business-specific knowledge to ensure that they are not only outstanding drivers but ambassadors for your business. What is included? Please note that not all of the qualifications listed would normally come as standard for the apprenticeship. We have negotiated on behalf of BMF members to ensure that those members utilising the BMF initiative receive additional benefits. Interestingly, even without the additional benefits, this apprenticeship is hugely successful within other industries. I will pause for a moment for you to peruse the list. What does the learner journey look like? The duration of the apprenticeship is 12 months. The first 2 months focus primarily on driver training and passing the Cat C licence test. Learners usually pass at the 2-month mark, and from this point onwards they can begin driving your vehicles. As an apprentice, your driver receives an exemption and can drive professionally for up to 12 months without taking the CPC Part 2 and 4 tests. The remaining training, including the driver CPC, takes place over the next 5 to 6 months. As the apprenticeship draws to a close, the new drivers will undergo an endpoint assessment. Once they have successfully passed this assessment, which evaluates all areas of their training, the apprenticeship will conclude and you'll have your shiny new 5-year driver. What are the prerequisites? Whilst this apprenticeship is open to all, there are several prerequisites for achieving a place on the course. A driver must have successfully passed a medical examination and received their provisional Cat C licence. Measures are also taken to ensure employer and learner commitment is heavily assessed and there is a clear understanding of the programme that is being undertaken. I note on this list Level 1 in Maths and English functional skills. However, please be advised that if this was the only barrier to entry for a driver, it would not prevent them from joining the programme. They would just be required to undertake Level 1 as part of the course. How is the training delivered? As with all new apprenticeships, 20% of the learner's time is committed to their training and development. The driving apprenticeship requires a combination of both on-site and off-site training, as well as practical and classroom-based study. As previously mentioned whilst looking at the learner journey slide, the first 2 months of the apprenticeship is focused on the practical driver training and successful completion of the Cat C licence. This requires the driver to be off-site for a number of days. Some off-site training is required post-licence achievement, however this tends to be monthly rather than daily or weekly as in the beginning. The training provider will work very closely with the employer to ensure the employer-specific training is tailored as much as possible to the individual business. What is the course cost? Cost of the course depends on their organisation's status as a levy payer or not. Those members who are levy payers can utilise their levy funds to pay for this qualification. Co-funded or non-levy payers only need to pay 10% of the course cost. This means their contribution totals £500 across the 12 months. In the budget, they announced that this funding cap would decrease to 5% in April 2019 for SMEs. However, I would note that the exact details and any restrictions have yet to be released regarding this decrease. So how do members access this course? Due to the nature of the apprenticeship and cost of resources involved, the driving apprenticeship requires a minimum number of participants in any class. This is proving a real barrier to entry for many members as they simply don't have the numbers. BMF Apprenticeships Plus is putting together regional cohorts of 8 learners as a way to make this apprenticeship accessible to all. What are the next steps? For any further questions or to register for the 2019 cohort, please contact me using the details on the screen. Thank you for your time.